Hey guys, this is Deni. As always, I played Nightingale and I can tell you one thing. It's not a masterpiece, it's not a great game. Optimization is terrible, and somehow with the construction, not to say that's super cool. Especially taking into account the fact that the construction in the games, there are many cool examples of both the possibilities and unique mechanics. Hence, in fact, the idea for the video was born. Today, I will show you games where the construction of the base is either at a really high level of content or just unique. Will definitely be interesting, and therefore click on the like, click on subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and actually, let's go!
Do you miss adrenaline and dynamic gameplay? The perfect place to get it all? Good old Crossout. Tense battles, dozens of different vehicles, and hundreds of parts for their customization are waiting for you. You can make a powerful, bulletproof tank and destroy your enemies just by the look of it. Or make something smaller, but fast, and get in the back of unsuspecting enemies. In any case, Crossout is the best place to show everyone who is a real pro. Download the game at the link in the description.
Definitely. The first thing worth mentioning is Enshrouded, because the base construction here is perfect. It's hard for me to even imagine what could be better than the build here. Yes, at first glance it may seem awkward, due to the fact that you have to press a lot of buttons. Blocks are sometimes not clearly distributed, but in the end, the game allows you to create real castles. Too lazy to build a castle? You can find some tavern diner and renovate it. There are dozens of different blocks in the game, which are scattered around the world. Bone blocks, marble blocks, brick blocks, even half-timbered blocks. And considering that the whole world is changing, it opens up incredible creative possibilities for you. And here's something unique. This is Last Oasis, which you've probably forgotten exists. And by the way, the game is already in its 6th season. Who suddenly does not know this is a survival game in which you will build a mobile base? Yes, here your base has legs. There are small-sized starting ones, medium-sized ones, fast ones, cargo ones, and so on. Each pair of legs has its own physics and controls. Some are tight on control, some are quick to turn. In general, each needs its own approach, and of course everything is limited by resources, and to build even the most basic mobile base is a huge labor for one player. And the main thing is that you can go for PvP between players. That is, yes, like a base and like a mobile tank ship. In general, there are still a lot of different mechanics in the game, but the main feature you have realized. The atmosphere of the game reminds Conan Exiles, remotely Mad Max, and most of all Kenshi. I don't think there is no need for unnecessary comments. The developers are showing off different player builds every week, and generally following the game pretty well, by the way. Soon they will release a major update with Ashlands, and once again we will go there with friends to suffer. As for building, there are so many possibilities, a little less than an Enshrouded, but still a lot, especially if you turn off the weight and height restrictions. In this case, you can really build gigantic structures. In terms of decoration, everything is more than good here too, from conditional thrones and carpets to monster heads on the walls, which can also talk to you. Yes, dead heads talk here, it's the norm, especially if they're bosses, but it's a masterpiece. In my opinion, there is only one game that gives a truly unique experience of building an underwater base. This is naturally Subnautica. Whether it's the first or the second, there's not much difference. In all other games, we build on the surface, but here, we can build at great depths, as long as the oxygen reaches us in the depths. Of course, there is less decor here, but there are a lot of devices that make life easier, both on and off the base, and visually Subnautica gives a very nice picture and cool atmosphere. Who said anything about atmosphere? Here we have a legend among atmospheric survival games, Sons of the Forest. In this selection, the second part fits much better than the first because the developers have not badly modified the possibilities of building a base. They added the option to chop trees into small pieces, make decorations, defensive positions, traps, and so on. By the way, they continue to update the game a little bit at a time, and recently the game was released with a fairly large update in terms of content. And here, the customization of the base you are waiting for unprecedented scale, because here, in addition to the usual base, added the construction of a huge factory on the whole map. This is a real conveyor paradise with multi-story factories on an unknown planet. What to put where? Only you decide. And given the fact that the adventure in this game you are waiting for not hilly scales, the game is fun. Yes, there are even reprogrammable tractors. Of course, there is no plot or tests. In general, there is nothing but the feeling that you can build the healthiest, and most importantly, working factory. Rust is also quite fun to build, by the way. Here it's not the variability of buildings that plays a role, but the ability to make a huge defensive structure out of a base. And here it is vital, because the raids of various raids are made a huge number. People are constantly trying to climb your base and steal all your possessions. Therefore, various turrets, spikes, traps, and other junk here is a lot, and the more sophisticated you can put a trap, the more likely that the thief will die. I personally, for some reason, did not like Rust at all, but many people get incredibly high from it. Exactly the same fate awaits you in Ark. Ark didn't appeal to me either, apparently because they are very similar to the previous game. In general, everything is the same here, only the buildings in Ark are somehow on the head more, and in addition to cannons, your base can be defended by various dinosaurs. Ark has recently released an updated version. The game was transferred to Unreal Engine 5. Accordingly, developers have redone the entire game and tightened the graphics. However, they killed a lot, and already not the best optimization, but otherwise the game is not bad. And here, Conan Exiles is waiting for you. The game feels very good. Regarding the construction, everything is cool here too. You can build a base absolutely anywhere on the map. Yes, there is no possibility to dig the ground, and you can't build a base underground, but you can build a base on some mountain, as long as you don't get tired of carrying resources there. Buildings here are not limited by anything, and I have seen many times how guys gather in huge groups and take a huge piece of the whole island, and then build a giant wall there and a base inside. Base customization is also interesting here. Developers Conan Exiles periodically release DLC, which add new buildings and new stylization of buildings. You can make barbarian buildings out of sticks and mud, or majestic Roman ones. It looks very cool. There are no restrictions in Minecraft either. None at all. And it's hard to even imagine a game in which the construction will be realized better than here, because you will have an almost endless map in all directions, and you can build on the ground, under the ground, above the ground, and so on. It's no secret that you can build up whole cities here without much trouble, only if you had so much time. Well, or you can play in sandbox mode, where resources will be infinite, you can fly. Well, in general, I think you know yourself. And a couple more words about Smalland, Survive the Wilds, which was also released not so long ago. This is the very adventure where you walk around a microscopic world and build up a base near bugs, ants, and other insects. The construction here is cool, not limited to the floor and walls of the square format, although the system is not yet polished, and if you want a cabin with rounded walls, you can get problems with stitching these walls with regular ones. But that's all the little things. Pleased with the mechanics of trees to build. High, beautiful, no monsters. If you want to move to another tree, the camp is moved by clicking on the gnome statue at the elevator next to the new tree. In general, the mechanics are pretty well thought out. Well, we are done for the day. I hope you liked the video and you click it on the like and subscribe too. Well with you as always, Deni, and all the best.